Today I will show you my high gain tone with the Mooer GE200. For those of you who have seen my other videos, you may have recognized that I'm most of the time using the Fractal Audio products. And I started out with the XFX1 when it came out, then switched to the XFX2, and nowadays I'm using mostly the XFX3. In my opinion, they are the best modelings on the market, best modeling units on the market. Also, sometimes I'm using the Camper Profiler, which is quite another concept of modeling. It's also very good sounding, but last year I was looking basically for a small unit that I can bring out in a live situation, and I can deliver my basic bread and butter sounds like clean, crunch and lead. And the thing with most of the modeling units is that, in my opinion, you can get the best results if you are using third-party IRs. So that means the built-in IRs, which is the cap simulation. They're in most cases not the best, and I couldn't get good results with the IRs built in at least in the cheaper units. In the XFX, the IRs are spot on, but also in the XFX1 I had to use third-party IRs to get a decent result. And to be honest, I can understand the strategy for a company like Mooer. They are putting out a bunch of, in my opinion, really good sounding modeling units, but they just don't take care, or they don't supply them with good cap IRs, so that people cannot get the best results out of it. But anyway, as you can see, here is the chain of my patch. I'm using the Gold Riot Gain amp, and the sound is what you all already heard. It's my typical high gain 80 shred sound, and now I'm using the HarleyBenton Fusion 2 model with the Floyd Rose and the two Roswell humbuckers. There's the ebony fretboard and everything is stock. And also I'm using the HarleyBenton wireless system. And let's see the effect chain. So I'm starting with a distortion overdrive box, which is the Riot. I guess it's some emulation of the Sur Riot pedal. And with this overdrive, I'm starting out with an overdrive with setting volume to max and gain to 0. But in some situations or with some pedals, you have to use the gain a little bit. You have to turn it up. So I'd recommend to experiment with that. It can really help to get saturation out of the amp if you use a little bit of gain from the overdrive. If you're using too much, then it may start to be fuzzy. But a little bit is okay with this pedal. The amp is the Gold Riot Gain. I don't know which amp this is modeled after, but to me it sounds like a, well, modern Marshall, maybe something like a Friedman or the Atomica model I'm using in the XFX. Then I'm using the noise gate, basically only to kill the floor noise. As you can hear, if I turn it off, it's a little bit noisy. Don't use it fancy to cut off some rhythms, or like in some metal applications. In the cap block, I'm using the ML Sound Labs IR. I think it's called something like the best IR in the world or something. You can find it in the internet. And I don't use a power amp. You have the ability here to choose from different power amp emulations, like with the 34 tubes or 606. But I leave it off because it's already modeled with the IR. As I said before, the stock IRs in this unit, they're in my opinion not usable. I couldn't get any good results with that. I don't use any kind of modulation effects. I do use the parametric, the graphic equalizer in this application. It offers also a custom EQ, which is a parametric EQ, I think, and also some other graphic EQs. This says HM. I don't know what it means, but it's for me it looks like the 5-band EQ from the Mesa Mark. I'm serious, as far as the frequencies are concerned. And as you may know, in the Mark series, many people are using graphic EQ in a kind of V shape to group the mids a little bit. I'm also doing this here. I had to reduce the low mids, and also the mids around 750 Hertz. So this might be a little bit of a V shape in the graphic EQ. And also I'm using a delay. In most studio applications I'm using a ping pong delay, which it creates a nice ambience in my opinion when the delay is switching from left to right. But in a live situation I'm using mono, and then most of the time I'm going with the analog delay. Another important thing is that the Mooer GE200 is a modeling unit that has an expression pedal. And as you may know, with the expression pedal, usually people use it maybe to control the wah effect, or also to use it as a volume pedal. But with the Mooer, you're really flexible. You can decide which parameters should be controlled by the expression pedal. You can change different values simultaneously. So what I'm doing is, now I set it back, the expression pedal, and then I have my basic rhythm tone. And as I turn it up, I programmed it that the delay is switched on. And also it increases the volume about 2 or 3 dB. So I'm going from rhythm to lead with this. And as you may know, the GE200 has only 3 buttons. So you don't have the ability to change between more than 3 sounds with it. But with the use of the expression pedal, you can switch from maybe a rhythm sound to a lead sound, or you could also switch to a maybe clean sound if you would set it to reduce the gain of the amp. And in my opinion, this is very flexible. Of course, I'm doing like that things with the XFX also, and with the camper, but this unit it was about, I think, 200 euro or even less. And for that price point, it's remarkable that you have the features like that. I think it's definitely something I could see me using live. Of course, there are some downsides which I would like to mention, but you have also to keep in mind the price of the thing. So of course you cannot expect some tone quality like from high-end modelers like XFX or Kemper in that price range. And I have to say, overall the sound of the effects and also of the amp models, it's really really good, and as I said, I could see me use this live and get some decent results with it. But if you want to compare it to maybe the XFX or the Kemper, I have to say that the amp models, they are not reacting as dynamically as in the XFX, for example. You can see if I turn off the overdrive block, and you will get a nice, maybe crunchy tone. It sounds good, but if you're playing, you can feel that it's not that dynamically reacting like, for example, the XFX. And also I think the top end frequencies, they do not sound that natural, like especially with the XFX2 or XFX3. But I have to admit, if you are playing high gain, like I do mostly, it's not that much of a difference because the high gain tone is that compressed that you don't either you don't feel the dynamics of the amp, and also in the top end you don't hear that much of a difference. As you can see here, you got a couple of modulation effects, and for me, I'm mostly a fan of chorus and vibrato or tremolo effects. So let's see how that sounds. Also here with the highs, it sounds a little bit artificial to me. Let's check out the tremolo effect. I think we can get a usable tremolo sound with it, and still I didn't try the lead amps, the clean amps, but I think clean is, in my opinion, not the most important thing in the world, and we can do it now just for the sake of doing it. So we will choose the famous Fender Deluxe. We don't hear anything. Maybe I have to crank the master volume. And the thing is, if you switch to another amp, it's automatically switching the cap IR, and I have to, where was it? Go to the Sound Labs IR. Okay, maybe it's a little bit louder. There we go. So, where is our tremolo? So I hope this will help you to get a usable high gain tone out of your Mooer products. Still, I don't have any experience with other Mooer products, but I heard there also the GE200 is pretty kick-ass, and maybe I will get one in the future. With the GE200 I'm really satisfied. It's very small, you can bring it anywhere in an airplane or somewhere if you're going to jam with some friends. And it's definitely a usable unit. Compared to the price, it's outstanding, I think. And well, I can recommend to try it out. If you like the video, as always, please hit like or subscribe and send me your opinions in the comment section below. Well, see you soon. Bye.